Subscribe for weekly uploads breaking down the darkest corners of true crime with facts you won't hear on mainstream media. Inside Zorro Ranch, Epstein's secret New Mexico empire. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're digging into a place hidden deep in the New Mexico desert, a place shrouded in secrecy, scandal, and science fiction level ambition. This is Zorro Ranch. Once owned by the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, this sprawling 10,000-acre estate near Stanley, New Mexico, was more than just a mansion. It was the stage for alleged crimes, bizarre experiments, and high-profile guests that the world is still trying to make sense of. Zorro Ranch sits about 30 miles southeast of Santa Fe in the high desert, surrounded by land once granted during the Spanish colonial era. The estate includes a sprawling hacienda-style mansion, guest houses, a firehouse, pool, airstrip, a log cabin, an antique railroad car, and even train tracks. Right next door, Cerro Pelon Ranch, owned by fashion designer Tom Ford and used as a movie set. The land surrounding Zorro Ranch was previously owned by former New Mexico Governor Bruce King and leased from the state by Epstein's shell company Zorro Trust, later renamed Cypress Inc. Epstein bought the ranch in 1993 from Bruce King's family for around $12 million. Zorro Trust controlled both private land and an additional 1,243 acres leased from the New Mexico State Land Office for agriculture. The land leases began in 1993 and were renewed in 2016, set to expire in 2021. And get this, after his 2008 conviction in Florida, New Mexico didn't even require Epstein to register as a sex offender, despite his known criminal status. According to witness reports and former employees, Epstein hosted lavish sex parties attended by high-profile guests. Prince Andrew visited the ranch in 2001 for 3 days. Former Governor Bill Richardson, named in court documents by Virginia Giuffre, also visited. Showgirls were reportedly recruited locally, and parties were held multiple times a year. The property was managed by a New Zealand couple, Karen and Bryce Gordon, who eventually went into hiding, allegedly fearing for their lives. Zorro Ranch wasn't just about abuse. According to the New York Times and The Guardian, Epstein had a chilling vision to impregnate 20 women at a time at Zorro Ranch in hopes of seeding the human race with his own DNA. He pitched these ideas at conferences to Nobel Prize-winning scientists and at dinners at Harvard and in the Virgin Islands. He surrounded himself with minds like Stephen Hawking, Murray Gell-Mann, Oliver Sacks, Frank Wilczek, George Church. Epstein donated $6.5 million to Harvard and even gave $20,000 to the World Transhumanist Association. He supported cryonics and supposedly wanted his head and genitals frozen. Some scientists, like Harvard's Steven Pinker, called him an intellectual imposter Others admitted that they were lured by his money and ignored the red flags. New Mexico has its secrets. The Trinity nuclear test site, the birthplace of the atomic bomb, is just 111 miles from Zorro Ranch. Nearby locations include Los Alamos, a hub for atomic research, Jimenez Springs, a retreat where the Catholic Church hid pedophile priests, Trementina Base, a Scientologist vault said to guide L. Ron Hubbard's spirit back to Earth, Armand Hammer United World College, tied to royalty and where Richardson made appearances. Some believe Epstein chose New Mexico for more than just privacy. He saw value in its isolation and history of secret science, religious enclaves, and government silence. After Epstein's 2019 arrest, Zorro Ranch became the focus of New Mexico's Attorney General. Over 400 pages of land lease documents were handed over, and a multi-agency investigation began. State Land Commissioner Stephanie Garcia Richard called it absolutely horrifying that the state had existing leases with Epstein. Her office worked alongside Attorney General Hector Balderas, whose office remains committed to investigating Epstein's crimes, even after his death. Despite this, Zorro Ranch wasn't raided until after Epstein's arrest, and New Mexico had done little to investigate for over a decade, even letting land leases continue after his conviction. Here's one bizarre twist. The day after Epstein's 2008 arrest, Zorro Trust claimed a winning Powerball ticket worth $29.3 million after taxes. That draw had a technical glitch and was delayed. Coincidence? Today, the ranch has been sold to San Rafael Ranch LLC, its secrets still largely hidden. Locals in Stanley, New Mexico say the mansion's lights once drowned out the stars. Rumors swirled that Epstein owned Victoria's Secret because of the steady stream of glamorous women. New Mexico failed to register him as a sex offender. Its institutions leased land to him, accepted his money, and largely ignored what happened at Zorro Ranch until it was too late. At the 2023 seminar at the Santa Fe Institute, researchers discussed how honeybees communicate and organize a colony. It's eerily symbolic. Epstein's operation worked the same way, compartmentalized, secretive, and allowed to thrive while everyone looked the other way. So the question remains, how many other Zorro ranches are out there? How many other cells are hiding in plain sight? This isn't just a story about Jeffrey Epstein. It's a story about what happens when wealth, secrecy, and power collide and no one is watching. If you found this video eye-opening, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment with your thoughts. There's more to come. Until next time, stay aware.